Good day, my friends. Hope you're having a day where you're enjoying the life that God has given you. And if not, if there's challenge in your life that are making this day difficult for you, please know that the Lord is with you there. And He is desiring good for your life and working for good in your life. I'm here in one of my favorite places. In fact, if you watch these videos, one of my favorite places to do these videos, and that's in one of my gardens. And I'm here right now, I'm planting some of this. This is called Periwinkle. It's a perennial. I have a simple lesson today, almost like a children's sermon, that you'll probably figure out as soon as I say I'm going to talk about the difference between perennials and annuals. Well, let's plant this perennial, this periwinkle. I'm taking some of my special mix, Steve's Good Garden Soil. This is stuff I mix up myself, and it is good, I want to tell you that. And I'm going to put a little water in that hole there and mix it around and plant that periwinkle right down in the soil. Hopefully that periwinkle is going to grow and spread with all the periwinkle, and it's going to create along this ridge here, along this incline, it'll cover it because it's a ground cover. Periwinkle is a perennial. It means it's going to come back every year or stay there all the time. It's perennial. As opposed to this right here, which is called a pansy. I'm going to plant those as well, but those are annuals. An annual means it doesn't come back every year. It blooms, it flowers, and then it dies. Well, I think the difference between a perennial and an annual helps to illustrate some things for us about our existence and about who God is and about our faith and about our destiny. Psalm 103 verse 15 through 18 says this: "We are like grass, like wildflowers we bloom and die. The wind blows and we are gone, but the love of the Lord remains forever." You see, we are perennials. We're mortal. We're perishable. It says in 1 Corinthians 15 that our nature is mortal and it's perishable. We have a period of time where we live. Maybe we have a rather colorful life like an annual flower, and then we die. Whereas God, He's perennial. He's always been and will always be. He's always there. He always comes back into our lives, and His love remains forever. So that's a difference between us and God that perennials and annuals illustrate. But more than that, it also illustrates what we can experience, what we can become through trusting in the Lord. Listen to what Jeremiah 17 verse 7 through 8 says. "Blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit." Probably the most awesome kind of perennial is a tree. Think especially of like a giant sequoia out in California, or a huge oak tree that's been there for hundreds of years, who lives longer than human beings. Well, through God and our trust in Him, we become like that. We move from annuals that have a little flourish and then perish to perennials that are eternal with God, eternal in God's kingdom. Now, of course, you might say, well, trees eventually die. I get that. It's an illustration. Every illustration breaks down after a while. But it's there to illustrate that that's the direction we're going, from being an annual that has a brief time to a perennial that is always there, that is immortal. 1 Corinthians 15 again says that the perishable nature puts on the imperishable. The mortal puts on immortality. That's what we have through our trust in the Lord. But there's another illustration that this periwinkle has. It's a ground cover. Hopefully it's eventually going to cover this whole slope here. And that illustrates God, that God is like an eternal cover for us. His love eternally covering the assaults that we experience in life and working for our good. I hope that's a simple illustration for you today that helps you understand both who we are, who God is, what we can become through our trust in Jesus, and how He is ever present, a perennial presence in our life, covering us with His love and care for us. May that be an encouragement for you today. Have a great day.